finalize prop movements?
Okay, so
Like who's going to pick up type of thing first, and then second, and then that way we know what exactly what we'll be grabbing.
all right.
Just remember,
So let's see.
all I'm doing, setting that there.
Good. Good boy.
So you set that there,
Kind of mixed up.
and then
Let's throw them on
you come in with
nothing.
no
Tablecloth.
tablecloth.
No, not yet.
That's where we are. If you put the papers down, you leave. You come back in with the tablecloth.
Yes, because remember you're like, oh, what is this?
And that's when I say, get happy. Ask you about the papers, give them over.
On page 21. Over here in this big old stage structure dialog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So we're doing nothing other than talking to each other for the first part, right? We're not messing with anything until I say
Not-
bottle of wine.
Not yet.
No, you don't even mess with anything about wine.
No. We only start messing with props after you come in with the tablecloth, and then Martha's going to come in and start switching things around. It's down here at the bottom of the page. Martha enters from kitchen, and then sets the tray on the board, and then you do.
I have a trick. So, at that point, should I be like, ooh, what is she doing? And take the tablecloth and put it on the other table, set mine down.
Yeah.
And then they're talking, and maybe I can also move the teacups.
Yes.
So we need to be able to clear the table so that one of us can set a tablecloth. That's what needs to happen.
Right,
Well,
yes.
yeah.
So you have,
I bring in the tablecloth and just sit down on the chair, and then move the papers.
Okay, halfway through this, but can we walk this?
yeah, we can
Will
walk
that be a
this.
good? Okay.
We don't have to act this way, because now we're messing with props.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and run through it. Like, we're just gonna walk through it, but let's read all the lines. Got it?
Got it.
You guys don't have to act on this if you don't want to. So let's start at the beginning. So I have Martha at tea table, Mortimer at desk, Abby at the china cabinet. Okay. So lights up.
When are you going to be married? What are your plans? There must be something more you can tell us about Elaine.
Elaine thought it was brilliant.
What was dear?
My chapter on Thoreau.
Well, when Elaine comes back, I think we ought to have a little celebration. You know, to your happiness. Martha, ain't there still some that Lady Bolton cake left?
Oh, yes.
And I'll open a bottle of wine.
Oh, and to think it happened in this room.
Look at that.
Yeah, I don't answer.
Yes.
No, so I have another wine. I'm still out here.
Yeah, right. Martha exited. Right. I'm talking about, we're talking about your line. Oh, geez.
That's why I said, like, when I say bottle of wine, I feel like I have a bottle of wine.
You don't have to pay for it.
No, not yet. Not yet. We can even
Otherwise, I
have,
don't have nothing to do.
well, you can come up to the table and rearrange, because Martha rearranged a little bit, so you can come up to the table and push the cups around. Or even remove the cups. You can remove the cups because you're going to put that new tablecloth down. So, how about that?
Or attempt to. But I get distracted by papers.
Right. So whenever Martha exits, oh, I think it happened in this room. Now, and then Mortimer crosses, puts the papers down. Well, and then whenever you have your line, well, with your fiance sitting beside you tonight, you can even start clearing the table right there on this little paragraph at the top of 21. Okay? So can we start from Martha? You can just say your line. Oh, I think to think it happens.
Oh, to think it happened in this room.
Where can I put that?
Well, with your fiance sitting beside you tonight, I do hope the play will be something you can enjoy. For once, it may be something romantic. What is it called again?
So, whenever you're saying, like, maybe it'll be romantic, Mom, set those cups, because those need to be on that table. So, yeah, so take them, yeah, and set them.
And then exit. So I'm just moving the cups on.
Yeah, you're just moving the cups off the table. Okay. So, set the cups back on and then redo your line, then start your line over.
I wouldn't think it happened in this
Where can I put that?
Well, with your fiance sitting beside you tonight, I do hope the play will be something you can enjoy for once. What's it called again? It could be romantic.
Murder will out.
Oh, dear.
When the curtain opens, the very first thing you'll see is a dead body.
Remember, Abby, while he was doing that, you were humming off stage. So we set the tablecloth down.
Hey, Abby.
Yes, dear?
You were planning on sending Teddy to that sanitarium, right? Abbeydale?
Yes, dear. Dr. Hopper came by today and brought the papers.
He's gonna sign it immediately.
That's what Dr. Hopper thinks. So that way there won't be any complications when we pass on?
No, he's gotta sign it right now.
Oh, there's no such hurry in that.
No, when Teddy starts working on the canal, you couldn't get his mind on anything else.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Teddy's gotta go to Abbeydale now, tonight.
Oh dear, there's no such hurry in that until after we're gone.
Sorry, right away, I'm telling you, right away.
Why, Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? Well, as long as we live, we can't be separated from Teddy.
Listen, Carly, I'm frightfully sorry to tell you this, but I have some shocking news. We've all just got to try and keep our heads. Now, I know we kind of coddled Teddy because we thought he was mostly harmless.
Why he is on.
He was harmless.
Okay, you need to move.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You need to go get something.
But we're supposed to be listening to him for this one.
So in your line,
That's why I'm
because you are, because Abby, you're arranging, so what you did was right, you're switching the tablecloth, that was good, I like that. That's what Dr. Harper thinks, and he won't think there'll be any legal difficulties after you pass on. So then maybe, after you set the tablecloth, because Martha, because you said it right, because Martha enters the kitchen, and then maybe you, Martha, if you would take it off, you can either take off the tablecloth, you probably take it off and go, oh no, I don't like this. And then switch out the tablecloth. And then while you said that line, like Martha comes in, you circle across around her to go get the vase. And then while you're doing that, Martha's switching out the tablecloth.
But
That makes sense?
I didn't put it on the tablecloth until the first line on the page. On page
First line.
22.
Okay, well, set the tablecloth down here in your line.
That's why I stopped to turn to him and say my next line, and then he said the line that we're supposed to really stop doing what we're doing and listening to him.
But I would like you to put on the tablecloth down here at your line here at bottom of 21. That's what Dr. Harper thinks, that there won't be any legal difficulties after we've passed on. Because you're setting the tablecloth, not really listening to him, and he crosses to the cellar. He's like, he's got to come up here right away. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so,
Full tablecloth.
right, so let's start
This is
from
on.
changing the Happy Dale contract to Warner.
So you want me to send a list?
Yes, so your line, yes, it's all been arranged. Dr. Harper will be here today and brought the papers for today to sign. Dr. Harper was here today and brought the papers. That one.
Yes, dear, it's all been arranged. Dr. Hopper was here today and he brought the papers for Teddy to sign. Hey, Dad.
He's got to sign them right away.
That's what Dr. Hopper thinks.
He's got to sign them this minute.
See, I waited for her to come and do the base. That's why.
And why don't you, so then you leave the tablecloth on the chair.
That's why, 'cause the table ain't totally cleared off yet, so I was waiting for her.
So you leave the tablecloth there, okay? And then you take off the base. Martha comes in and does her tablecloth.
Fine. Deal.
Okay?
Whichever works.
Whichever works.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's start from, he's got to sign them right away, Warner's one.
He's got to sign them right away.
That's what Dr. Hopper thinks. So that way there won't be any legal difficulties.
I swear to Jesus, we just said that I moved the base.
No, she said I moved it.
I said for her, yeah, I said for her to do, I said for her to move the base, that way you can lay down your tablecloth. Okay?
Done.
He's got to sign them this minute.
Oh, there's no such hurry in that, dear.
Teddy's got to go to Happy Dale tonight.
He's good now.
What? I skipped the line.
He's good now.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. So, let's try. There's no such hurry in that. Oh. Make it a
Yep. There's no such hurry in that.
No, when Teddy starts working on it now, you can't get his mind on anything else.
Teddy's got to go to Happy Dale tonight.
Sorry. No, dear, there's not until after we're gone.
Right away. I am telling you, right away.
Why, Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? Well, as long as we live, we'll never be separated from Teddy.
Listen, darlings, I'm frightfully sorry to tell you this, but...
So maybe whenever you come over, whenever you're over at the China thing, you can bring one of those bases back over. That way it gives you something for, yeah.
I figured it's either table probably going on.
Well, we can do that then. You want to try that? You want to try that where you switch? Sure, cool. You want to try it to where you think you'll have enough time to switch on the tablecloths?
Or, yeah, because it's like, I say, why mom tomorrow, you know, all that, like I'm turning to him, so while I'm saying my line, I can actually walk to him, even though it says turning to him. I can actually start walking to him, that way I'm at the table by the time I'm done with my line, and then I can just pull hers off.
Okay.
Put mine on, and then hopefully by the time my line comes back around, it's new table.
Okay. We can try that. Okay. So let's start from Mortimer. He's got to go to Happy Dale tonight.
He's got to go to Happy Dale tonight.
Oh, no, dear, not until after we're gone.
Right away, I'm telling you, right away.
Why, Mortimer, how can you say such a thing? Well, as long as we live, we'll never be separated from Teddy.
Listen, darlings, I have some shocking news. Listen, darlings, I'm frightfully afraid that I have some shocking news to tell you. We've all just got to try and keep our heads. Now, you know, we've sort of humored Teddy because we thought he was harmless.
Why, he is hot.
He was harmless. He was harmless. That's why he has to go to Happy Dale. Why he has to be confined.
Mortimer, why have you suddenly turned against Teddy? Your own brother.
There's a dead body in the window seat.
Yes, dear, we know.
Because I have that you circle across to him. About there to keep up a triangle. And you're right there, because you're at the tip of the triangle and you're over there.
Yeah, well, yeah, they didn't.
Oh. I also skipped a line, so that's also my fault.
Yeah, okay, so I have it written down.
That's okay. Let's start from why he is harmless.
Why, he is harmless.
He was harmless. That's why he has to go to Happy Hill tonight. Why he has to be confined.
Mortimer, why have you suddenly turned against Teddy, your own brother?
Well, gotta know sometime. Slow down. Teddy's killed a man.
Nonsense, dear.
There's a dead body in the window seat.
Yes, dear, we know.
You know?
Of course, but it's nothing to do with Teddy.
Now, Mortimer, just forget about it. Forget you ever saw the gentleman.
Forget it.
You never dreamed of peace.
But who is he?
His name's Hopkins. Adam Hopkins. That's really all I know about him, except he's a Methodist.
All you know about him? What's he doing here? What?
He died.
Well, people don't just come here to die in the window seats, Aunt Martha.
No, he didn't die first.
Well, how?
Oh, Mortimer, don't be so inquisitive. The gentleman died because he drank some wine with some poison in it.
How did the poison get in the wine?
Well, we put in the wine because it's less noticeable when it's in the tea. It has a distinct odor.
You put it in the wine.
Yes, and I put Mr. Hopkins in the window seat because Dr. Harper was coming.
So you knew what you'd done. So you knew that Dr. Harper was coming, and so you put the body. You just want Dr. Harper to see the body.
Well, not at tea. That wouldn't have been nice. Now, Mortimer, you know the whole thing. Just forget about it. I do think Martha and I have the right to our own little secrets.
And don't you tell Elaine. Oh, Abby, well, I dropped in on Mrs. Schultz. She's much better, but she would like us to bring her to the movies again.
We must do that tomorrow or the next day.
Yes, but this time we'll go where we want to go. I don't want him dragged to one of I don't want him to drag us to one of those scary pictures again.
Hello? Al, hello, do you know, I have a child.
So maybe even Martha, whenever he's on, are you guys still on here whenever he's on the phone?
No, I don't think they
No,
are.
we're supposed to be. She exits
No.
first, so I'm always waiting for her to exit, so that way I can follow.
Okay.
I knew he was right.
How many times should I? I don't know how.
Just do.
8 times.
Yeah.
7 times.
Yeah, 8 times. Right? Is it 7 times?
It's 7 for a full number unless you're dialing in the L.
The number's just going to be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
that works.
Or you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that way you know.
That works too.
That way when you know that you in on 7, you stop that.
Okay, so
I'm not going to drag me to one of those scary pictures.
Okay. I just finished dialing. Hello, Al? Hello, do you know what this is? That's right, Al. Say, when I left the office, do you remember where I said I was going? That's right. How long ago was that? About 30 minutes. Well, what time have you got? That's right, I must be here. Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha.
Mortimer, whenever you read, what time, like, this line, that's right, I must be here.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more, could you make it a little bit more, instead of, that's right, I must be here, make it a little, even more, I must be here. Like, kind of like, in a, what's the word, disbelief. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Do you just want me to send them way back? Am I hanging up the phone?
Yeah, you hang up the phone. Sorry, and I keep forgetting to ring the telephone for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that didn't ring that time.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Duh. It comes in later. Yeah, it's later. Okay. Well, I'll need to
Does ring
remember
later?
that. Okay, so can we start from your line, Mortimer, whatever you call it?
City desk. Hello, Al. Do you know what this is? That's right. Say, Al, when I left the office, I told you where I was going, remember? Well, where did I say? Well, it would take about half an hour to Brooklyn. What time is it now? That's right. I must be here. And Abby and Martha? Oh, come here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
What are we going to do about what, dear?
There's a body in there.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Yes. Yeah, you're supposed to cross the sea.
Well, good heavens, I can't turn you over to the police, but I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, for one thing, stop being so excited, dear.
And for pity's sake, stop murdering me. We told you to forget the whole thing.
Forget! Dear Abby, can't make you understand that something must be done?
Now, Mortimer, behave yourself. You're too old to be flying off the handle
But
like this.
Mr. Hotchkiss!
Hoskins, dear.
Whatever his name is, we have to do something. I just leave him.
No, Teddy's down in the cellar now, digging the lock.
No, you can't.
Hold on, wait, pause, we skipped over my
Yeah.
line.
Oh,
My bad.
Were you reading?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just...
You were just reading? Okay, I was just making sure that we got the stage directions in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Even Martha, could you switch out the wine bottles?
Sure.
At some point? That'd be awesome. I don't know where you guys feel like you want to add that in. That would be,
Just somewhere in here.
yeah, just somewhere in this little dialogue here.
And then eventually we should have both wine bottles on the table and both flowers.
Yes. We should have that. That would be hilarious.
Just because we're like that.
Because we already have both tablecloths on the table. We already have both omelets on the table.
We have
Probably not.
Uh-huh.
Let's start from your across the window seat. There's a body in there.
There's a body in there.
Yes, dear, Mr. Hoskins.
Well, good heavens, I can't turn you over to the police, but what am I going to do?
Well, for one thing, dear, stop being so excited.
And for pity's sake, stop worrying. We told you to forget about the whole thing.
Forget, my dear Aunt Abby, what can I do to make you realize that something must be done?
Now, Mortimer, behave yourself. You're too old to be flying off the handle like this.
But Mr. Hotchkiss!
Hoskins, dear.
Whatever his name is, we can't just leave him there.
We don't intend to, dear.
No, Teddy's down in the cellar right now, digging the lock.
Okay, sorry, say your line again.
No, Teddy's down in the cellar now, digging the lock.
You mean you're going to bury Mr. Hotchkiss in the lock?
Oh, yes, dear. That's what we did with the others.
Well, you can't just bury what... Wait. Others?
The other gentleman?
When you say others, do you mean... others?
Oh, yes, dear. Let me see. This is 11. Isn't that Abby?
No, dear, this makes 12.
Oh, I think you're wrong, Abby. This is definitely 11.
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins
I really like that.
Well, she took my wine off, so I'm thinking.
I really like that. The argument and then the switching of the wine bottles.
Oh,
this
is
is
it
11.
11?
No, it's 11. It's 11. No, it's 12. I like that. That was
I was counting the first one, so it makes it 12.
okay, can we go back to Mortimer's line? No, Martha's line. Oh, yes, dear, that's what we did with the others.
Oh, yes, dear. That's what we did with the others.
No, you can't bury Mr. Wait. Others?
The other gentleman.
When you say others, do you mean others?
Oh, yes, dear. Let me see. This is 11. Isn't that right, Abby?
No, dear, this makes 12.
Oh, no. I think you're wrong, Abby. This is only 11.
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came in, it occurred to me that he would just make an even dozen.
You really shouldn't count the first one.
Oh, I was counting the first one, so it makes it 12.
Okay. Whenever we do this, it's not necessarily aggressive, but it's more like a playful thing. Oh, well, it's only 11. You know, it's kind of like a playful thing, not necessarily aggressive. But I still like that. I still like it. I
think I started early, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because I take mine off on my next one.
So if I start...
I take yours off, right, first.
So this starts both of them on the table. Yes.
Right, with both when we're doing this.
So if I say, this is 11, you say, no dear, that makes it 12. I think you're wrong, Abby. No dear, because remember what Mr. Washington was.
Okay, so, let's try
Do
with
you want
my
the
line
wine bottles
first.
on the table at the end?
Let's see.
Or do we want...
If this makes it 12, hello, it's going to be your voice. I guess we can, if they both end up on the,
Because then,
they both end up back on the,
because then we leave again, don't we? No.
because you say, well, anyway, the time is up.
I think, while he's on the phone, we can be like, yeah. No. You just be like, well, I think this will be better.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you guys,
first, like,
yeah, so,
I can
so,
wine bottle shouldn't have on the table.
yeah,
So I should start
So,
at
have
the
a
top of 25.
Okay, so.
That's when I should take it off.
I think I still take, no, I don't take mine off.
Right. Take it off.
Take off. Put on. Put on. No, so I start at the top as well.
You go up.
Oh, that's right, I put this on the table when I say 12.
Okay. Oh, I think you're wrong, Abby, because that would be only 11.
No, dear, this makes 12.
That's not the right blocking, is it?
No, but I'm saying, I think I put one on when I say 12.
We're doing it differently because we want both wine bottles to end up on the table.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
The way it works is I take one off, you take one off. I put one on, you put one on. That's how we're doing it. It's not that way.
But
Yeah.
I think I remember the first time when we started this, I was all the way back here. So then when I said no dear, it makes 12, I put my wine on. And that's how we ended up with both wine bottles on there. Because we have the start from taking them off when we're at the top of the page to get them both on.
Can we just take them off at the top of the page and then put them back on where it needs to go? That's what we're talking about.
yeah. So, why don't we, since we have two different wine bottles, okay, you take one off at the top of the page. You take one off at the top of the page. Whichever one you grabbed first, grab the opposite and bring it back to the table. Does that make sense? So if you grab this champagne top one here and take it off the table, grab the green top and bring it back to the table. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Where are we starting?
And
Start from,
oh, yes, dear, let me see, this is 11.
yes.
Yeah, which
So,
means that needs to be on
put
down here.
this on the table.
No, it's
They're both on the table.
yeah, they're both on the table right now.
You put them, I put them both on the table.
Yeah. Martha earlier
They're
on,
on the top of 24.
yeah, Martha earlier on ends up putting both, like, she puts the other wine bottle on the table, so they're both on the table at this moment.
Yes.
Okay, and then whenever she goes into her line, yes dear, let me see this is 11, that's whenever,
That's not when we start. We stop at the top.
oh, yeah, sorry
That's what I was
about
saying.
that.
I
Oh,
think
you
I
guys,
should put it on the table when we said the first line of this going back and forth.
We're changing it now.
yeah, it's okay, we're changing it now. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah,
So when-
it makes sense. It's just going to feel awkward to me. Always doing nothing for a while.
We're having a conversation. Maybe you're moving cups.
Yeah, so you'll move
Do
cups.
something else.
Yeah, it's okay, you can move the cups. You can even change out the vase. If you want.
Yeah, like, okay. When you take off the bottle, can you take it to the sideboard and I take it to the side back table? And then I'll be like, oh, she put it on the sideboard. And so then it'll be a little bit more movement. Is that what you want?
Sure, we can try that.
Okay.
So one goes to a table, one goes to the sideboard, right?
Yep.
Is that what we're deciding on? Okay, so one to the table,
That way we're not both going to the same.
to the sideboard, right?
Sorry, Mortimer.
Oh, I'm just reciting.
Okay.
All right, so can we start from Martha, your line, or, yeah, we'll start from your line. Oh, yes, dear, let me see, this is
Oh, yes, dear. Let me see. This is 11. Isn't that it?
No, dear, this makes 12.
Oh, I think you're wrong, Abby. This is only 11.
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came, it occurred to me that he would make just an even dozen.
Well, you shouldn't really count the first one.
Oh, I was counting the first one, so it makes 12.
What did you guys do the first time?
That's what I was telling you. I think when I did it the first time, it was, she was standing where she was. And then she said, oh yes, dear, let me see, this is 11. And I said, no, dear, this makes 12. And I put it on the table, and then she says her line. She takes mine off, because I just put it on. She takes mine off, and then I take hers off. And then she puts hers back on. I put mine back on.
And which line did you think you brought in the bottom?
The no dear, this makes 12. The one that's right at the bottom.
The no dear, okay, so you bring it, so whenever we first did this, you brought it the bottom on no dear, this makes 12.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Because when we entered after he yelled for us, we didn't have nothing in our hands. And I guess, yeah, there was already one bottle.
Right, there was a bottle already on the table, because I have marked that Martha changed the line. Or brought in line. Okay, I do have that noted right here.
But she changed the line like when we exit, I think.
Okay. So you were over here with the wine bottle? The wine bottle was
No,
over here?
the wine bottle is actually down there, so.
Okay.
So
whenever you came in.
Yeah, when I came in, I saw that my wine bottle's down there. I'm like, why is it down there? It should be up here. But I haven't seen that this wine bottle is actually here.
Okay. Okay, so we could try that.
How about we start at the beginning of the
Remember how you
page?
guys did that because it was so funny.
I know. How about we start at the beginning of the page, so that way we do our entrance, so that way we.
Yeah. We can start from.
At the entrance, this is how the table was set. There was one wine bottle, 2 cups, and all that. The other wine bottles down here.
Start from. Mortimer?
Yes.
We're going to start from your cross to, there's a body in there at the top of the table.
There's a body in there.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, good heavens, I can't turn you over to the police, but what are we going to do?
Well, for one thing, dear, stop being so excited.
And for pity's sake, stop worrying. We told you to forget the whole thing.
My dear Aunt Abby, can't you realize that something has to be done?
So then you can put on the table and then take off that one bottle. Take off that.
Okay, so I don't end up switching.
So wait,
I don't switch it, she switches it.
oh, okay, well then you
Yeah.
can switch it. Sorry, I didn't.
I think she was fiddling with it.
Which line
With
did
the
you just
glasses.
say, Mortimer?
I just said, forget my dear Aunt Abby, and if you realize that something has to be done.
Okay, so then let's keep it as, sorry, Martha, we can keep it as you're changing because you are getting stagnant. Okay.
One moment.
Yeah. So you.
And then I'll mess with
So
the
you
glasses.
bring it on, and then because you talk to him, and then while your turn to talk to him, Martha changes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn back.
All right.
Okay, so entrance.
There's a body in there.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, good heavens, I can't turn you over to the police, but what are we going to do?
What are you doing? Why are you switching the bottles?
I'm not switching, I'm putting it on, so you can switch it.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
I thought I was just switching it out.
Cause you were doing that earlier, right? You were doing that earlier?
Yeah. I'm the one that puts it on, she switches them out.
Okay. And
I
you're,
never-
what line are you bringing that in?
Whatever one feels comfortable, like, right around the, and for pity's sake, stop worrying.
Both weren't on the table when I did it. Not that I want to go back to that. I'm just saying.
So all right, well, good heavens, I
can't really remember what
well,
was
one thing, dear, stop being so excited. And while you're
Well, I
saying
think
this,
I was just walking around, really.
and while you're saying this line, Martha, one thing, dear, stop being so excited. You're busying yourself on the table, right?
Yep.
Table, okay. And then Martha, well, he's saying this line, you're getting the wine bottle. You're walking over there, looking at the wine bottle, okay? And then whenever she's saying, and for one thing, dear, stop being so excited. And then whenever you come in with your line, you have a wine bottle and you set it on the table, right?
That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Because now that I remember, I think I was actually just walking around doing nothing at all.
So is
that
that
a purpose?
I initially switch it, and then a couple lines later she puts on a second bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's going to set it down. And when she sets it down, she's going to look over at Mortimer. And then you're going to look up from you busying at yourself at the table and go, what are you doing here? You don't need to be here. And then take off. Yeah, because that's what you're changing it, right?
I can do whatever you want me to.
Because we have to end up with two bottles. Okay? Because you said that you had noted that you were changing the bottles, right?
Yep. I was this table to that.
Yeah. And what line was that you noted it on?
That was after what are we going to do about what?
What are we going to do? Are you talking about the top of the page?
Yes.
Mortimer's line?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. She switched them already, so my bottle's already down here.
Yeah.
So then when I see her doing, either I see her doing that or something that makes me grab my bottle and put it on the table. Otherwise, I'm going to be walking around doing nothing.
Maybe you tied it up with the phone.
Yeah. Maybe that. Or you could switch out the bases. You could switch out the bases. Say this one isn't good enough. Or I don't like this one.
I think when we came in, it was that big.
It doesn't matter as long as
I'm just
it's-
saying, I think it was
It doesn't really matter because we have two of each. As long as they get flipped and switched, it doesn't really matter what happens. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So you're changing the bottle at what are we going to do? At the top of the page.
Yes.
Okay. What are we going to do about what, dear? That's whenever you're this whole section for you changing in. There's a body in there. Yes. Okay, so on your line, Abby, your next line, yes, Mr. Hodgkins, you can change out faces. Is that okay? Yeah. Can you do that? We'll see how this looks. Because then I have noted that Martha, okay, so I have noted that Martha's busy with herself at the table. Because you have to have the next bottle of wine on the table. So maybe even just take off the base. And there won't be a base on there for that section.
And then how about
Because if you change the base and Mortimer gets his line, you're at busy at the table. That's what I have to do. And then you bring up the other bottle of wine. So you take off the base, walk over, get the other bottle of wine, bring it over. Martha looks up from the busy at the table, goes, I don't want this bottle here. Moves it back. Does that make sense? Is that what everyone, sorry. Oh, no, go ahead, go ahead.
like whenever he says Mr. Hotchkiss, she could be going and getting the other bottle
Okay.
and putting it on the table.
Okay, we can do that. So,
instead of the base and all.
No. You're changing the base at the beginning.
yeah, you're changing the base at the beginning.
That's always there.
Yeah.
Did you change the base?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I think it'd be still if I take off the base and I just put it on.
No, you're switching.
You change your mind about what it is. You're like,
Yeah, you're old and you're changing your mind constantly. guys are just continuously busying yourself and changing up the tables, make it look nice for your nephew. But you guys both have kind of different ideas of what's nice. But nothing's ever like, oh, I like this for sure. Oh, no, wait, maybe she was right, this is okay. You know what I mean? Like doing things. Mom and Abby, does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So could we start from Mortimer? Your line, what are we going to do? So you're bringing on the white box. That I have noted that you're bringing on a change of white box. Yeah? Okay, good. So, Mortimer, can you start from Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, come in here, what are we going to do?
Aunt Abby, Aunt Martha, come in here. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
What are we going to do about what here?
There's a dead body.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Oh, good heavens. What are we going to do?
Well, stop being so excited.
And for pity's sake, stop murmuring. We told you to forget the whole thing.
My dear Aunt Abby, can't I make you leave in there? That something has to be done.
Now, Marshmore, you behave yourself. You're too old to be firing off the handle like
But
this.
Mr. Hotchkiss,
Hoskins, dear.
whatever his name is, we're going to just leave him there.
What are you doing intend to here? We don't intend to, dear.
No, Teddy's down in the cellar now, digging a lot.
And you're going to bury Mr. Hotchkiss down in the cellar.
Oh, yes, dear, that's what we did with the others.
You can't just bury Mr. Wait. Others?
The other gentleman.
Okay, Martha, your line, I don't have anything that you're doing here. Since this is an emphasis line, as we talked about earlier, could you bring over the other base? Sounds good. Yeah, okay, so can we start from Abby's line? No, Teddy's down in the cellar digging the lock down.
No, Teddy's down in the cellar now, digging a lot.
You can't just bury Mr. Hotchkiss down in the cellar.
Oh, yes, dear, that's what we did with the others.
And not bury. Wait. Others?
The other gentleman.
When you say others, do you mean others? More than one others?
Oh, yes, dear, let me see, this is 11. Isn't that right, Abby?
No, this makes 12.
Oh, I think you're wrong, Abby, this is only 11.
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came, it occurred to me that I'm supposed to be digging out the light.
Did you take it and you set it on that table?
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came, it occurred to me that he would make us an even dozen.
Well, you really should count the first one. I mean,
Oh, I was counting the first one, so it makes 12.
that was awkward.
That was a bit awkward.
If you find it, you can set them down at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys can set it down at the same time, that might make it look a little bit better.
So, we go back. All right.
Okay, so I liked whenever you were looking at, let me see, this is 11. I like whatever you were looking at. Then you,
Oh, I think you're wrong, Abby. This is only 11. You
No.
need to be taking it off while I'm saying my line.
yeah.
We both the same thing.
No, dear, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins first came, it occurred to me that he would make us an even dozen.
Well, I think you really should count the first one.
Oh, I was counting the first one, so it makes 12.
That's a bit better. I like that better. Okay. You guys want to do it again, just to make sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh, well, I think you're wrong, Abby. This is only 11. didn't count the first one.
Oh, I was counting the first one, so it makes 12.
Oh, ring, sorry. Ring. Sorry, lovely. Ring.
Hello, Al. Oh, Al, it's so good to hear your voice. Listen, I'm not going to be able to make any count tonight. Get a hold of George and get a hold of George right away. He's got a play tonight. No, I can't do it. No, I'm in charge of the company. Get a hold of George. Get a hold of George right now. Let's get some. Let's see. Here are 12.
Yes, Abby thinks we have to count the first one, and that makes 12.
Well,
All right, who was the first one? You all right?
sorry.
No, it's one of the five. All right, now who was the first one?
All right. Who was the first one?
Mr. Midgley, he was a Baptist.
Of course, I still think we can't claim full credit for him because he just died.
Mark made without any help from us. You see, Mr. Midgley came here looking for a room.
It was right after he moved from New to New York.
And it didn't seem right for the lovely room to be going in waste when there were so many people who needed
It
it.
was a lonely old man.
And all his kids and kin were dead, and it left him so forlorn and unhappy.
He felt so sorry for them.
And then when he had his heart attack, he sat dead in that chair, looking so peaceful. Remember, Martha? We made up our minds then and there that if we could help other lonely men to that same peace, we would.
He dropped dead right in the chair. How awful for you.
Oh no, dear. It was rather like old times. Your grandfather always used to have a cadaver or two around the house. You see, Teddy had been digging in Canada, and he thought Mr. Midgley was the yellow fever victim.
Of course, that means he had to be buried immediately.
So we all took him down to Panama and put him in the lock. Now that's why we...
Okay, yeah, I have noted that you guys are coming together.
Yes.
Yeah, I was supposed to.
Yeah, and Warner, you were right there. So then, so that meant that he had to be buried immediately. So you're crossing to the tea table, Abby.
Yeah. So I think after on the we would, when I say we would, I think I should just probably listen in on our little system.
Wait.
Or when he starts getting up saying he dropped dead in this chair type of thing. When he says his one, I should go. I'm already over here. That time I was over here, so I have to point to the chair.
Huh?
Can I go? I mean, we're past time.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have to
we
get
are.
this
Sorry,
out.
y'all. We can look over this, or I'll look over this again. You guys do the same. Any questions? Bring them to 10.